Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, The Devil All the Time. I don't know, just found it on Netflix. Figure I'll give it a shot. Sinister characters. Coverage around a young man devoted to protecting those he loves in a post-war backwoods town teeming with corruption and brutality. I don't know. That doesn't tell me anything, except for post-war. Seems like an old movie. 7.3 on IMDb. 7,000 people have viewed it, rated it so far, so you're not watching this. Like I said, it's on Netflix. It's #1 on Netflix, but Tom Holland is in it. Robert Pattinson is in it, the new Batman. Bill Skarsgård, if you're saying that right. The Clown. Sebastian Stan, the Winter Soldier, is in this. So there's a couple good people in here. Jason Clarke is in it. I could keep going on and on. Anyway, it is 2 hours and 15 minutes long. So let me get into it. Give you a better idea of the synopsis, because that's not telling us anything. Find out what it's about, and then ultimately let you know what I think. So stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, want to do a quick check-in here. We're watching Devil All the Time. 1 hour, 15 minute, 56 second mark. It's a 2 hour and 18 minute movie. We got an hour left. Apologize for the voice. I'm losing it. Maybe doing too many movie reviews. But enough about me. So this movie is very interesting. You got to pay attention to follow it. Break it down after I've figured it out. There is basically, I want to say, 3 storylines, right? So there's, and then it jumps there. So there's multiple storylines, multiple generation, or multiple time periods. So one storyline is Bill Skarsgård coming back from the war, meeting his wife, having a kid, which ends up becoming Tom Holland. We'll get to that, right? And everything that goes on there. So there's the story behind that, the kid going to school, what happens there, his wife, getting sick, what happens there. His mother adopts another girl, which would make him like stepsister or something like that, adopted sister, whatever. And, this girl meets a guy in church, a preacher. So there's a lot of faith behind this. A lot of, not faith, but there's a lot of references to faith in this. So she meets a preacher, they have a kid. And then what happens with them? There's a whole storyline of her and her kid and everything that goes on there. And I don't want to give too much away because there's a lot. Then there's a third storyline of 2 people who were in a diner. So when Bill Skarsgård came back from the war, he went into a diner. There was 2 people there, so they kind of build off of that. So there's a connection between all 3 storylines, and what's going on with that couple moving forward. So they all kind of meet and fall in love in front of us, and then they grow together and have children or do whatever. And then it jumps to the next generation, or jumps time frame, and that's where Tom Holland is Bill Skarsgård's kid grown up. His half-sister or whatever, she has a kid, what she's like grown up. So now we're going down that storyline, the second half. And then still the other couple from the diner, but they're just continuing on. So there's a lot of interesting stuff. You got to pay attention because they jump. It's not as clean as I just explained it. They jump from storyline to storyline, from generation to generation. Next thing you know, go 7 years ago, boom. It's like, okay, I don't understand this. What's going on? You know what I mean? So if you focus, pay attention. Don't look at your phone. If you're interested in this movie, you gotta pay attention. But you'll get it. But it's very interesting. There's a lot of, I don't want to say twists, but there's a lot of plot kind of changes, as you can imagine, with 3 different storylines and multiple generations. So there's a long story to be told here. But it's interesting, and I don't want to go into any more detail on the plot because it'll ruin it, and I don't want it to ruin it for you. So I think the bottom line is the characters, Bill Skarsgård and his child, Tom Holland, really want to protect their family kind of guy, okay? The other girl and the preacher guy, she's, really into her faith. There you go. And then the other couple are just different and strange and out there. And, they got a whole nother storyline. Guy likes to take pictures. How about that? Alright, so there you go. there is, like I said, a lot of faith to it. They go to church, there's preachers. That's where Robert Pattinson comes in. So the preacher that was there for the first generation retires or whatever, goes away. And Robert Pattinson, Batman, comes in, and he becomes the preacher of the church now. So he hasn't been fully developed yet. We're only getting into the second generation now. But we'll see where it goes from here. Like I said, it's interesting. Just pay attention. All right, that's it. I'm rambling. Let me get back to it. Catch you at the end, give you my final thoughts. I'll be briefer. All right, I'll be back, too. Hey, everybody. We're at the credits of The Devil All the Time. And like I said, long, in-depth, a lot of twists and turns, a lot of different storylines, a lot of generations, not a lot of generations, but also it's not a very happy, joyful movie. Let me put it to you that way. So it's, it's rough in that sense. It's not a feel-good movie. So if you're looking for a feel-good movie, you don't want to watch this. If you want to watch I don't know, almost depressing movie, this might be your ticket. One thing I forgot to mention, the Winter Soldier, Sebastian Stan, he's in a storyline as well. He's the sheriff. So he's woven in there as one of the three storylines. But one complaint, other than, the darkness of it, is, they're trying, like they show you how they're all kind of connected in the beginning, and then, how it's all going to come around, you're thinking. How's it all work together? Because it's three different storylines. The one fault I have is they come back, instead of doing it early, what they did with everybody else, they showed you at least a little something so you can go back and say, okay, I got it, I see it. They didn't do that in one piece, and they did it at the end. And I thought, it's like you forgot, so you didn't work it in. I don't know, a little disappointed in that. So, it was an okay movie. What did I say it was rated? I don't even know what it was rated. I'm not even going to look it up. I'm on the 5 or 6 fence. Not that there was bad acting. The plot was a little, like I said, confusing, twisted all over the place, and it was very dark, if you will. So, but there's a lot to it, and that's why I can't give you a lot more information. Because I don't want. If you're gonna watch it, you're gonna want to take it all on yourself and see how everything develops. So there you go. That's all I got for you. Hopefully it was helpful. I'm sure you probably already seen it. If you did, drop me some comments, of course. I apologize once again for the voice. Probably already turned me off. But if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. That'd be great. Tell all your friends. That'd be even better. And ultimately, come back to Kimmel's Irish Pub.